Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
Hey y'all, good morning. It's me, your girl, Miss Flavor the Diva, and I'm an avid lover of sport. And when I want insightful, contradicting, and bubbly bursting sporting analysis, guess where I go to? Coach's Decks, of course. It provides me with all the detail, keep me up to date, and everything I need to know about my games. Coach's Decks, big up on yourself for the good work that you guys have always been put out. Informative, insightful. It is so contradicting. Personality clashes and bubbleness, trust me. Coach's Decks, I will not stop watching you guys. Enough love, 2022. Everybody tune in to Coach's Decks. Insightful conversation hits your cranium.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Yes, this is where we take it from trackside people. Definitely. We'll be taking it from trackside in this video. And we appreciate you being here. Welcome to the persons over there on Facebook. And all the persons, that make this YouTube channel where it is right now. Big up yourself. Whether you contributed in somewhere or the other, come on, big up yourself. So, people, as I said before, we're gonna be having a guest. Yes, I see the guest in the waiting room. We're gonna be talking champs, Brianna Lyston, Tina Clayton, Bryan Levell, and Gregory Prince, just to name a few of the persons that will be lighting up the National Stadium. Also, we'll be looking at the change in the program so that we can have fast times running. Let us see. Well, let me go through quickly. We see we have Sam Allen in the building waiting. Team Clayton. That's Sam Allen. One done is saying Team Liston Idol. Sam Allen, remember to hit the thumb up. Okay, yeah, man. And we have Brain Drain. Big up yourself, Brain Drain, repping Calabar. All right. So I'm gonna invite the guest over right now. We're not gonna waste any time because we don't know how much time the boss have. So, people, put your hands together and welcome Davian Nugent to the coach's desk. Nugent, what's up, man?
Yep. Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure being on your program, and I hope you're hearing me okay and everything.
Yeah, man, we're hearing you loud and
All right,
clear, Davian. And yeah, man, it's always a privilege to have you on as well. The man with the track and field, gurish type of thing, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
So as my come on for the program, let me just drop some hot news, fresh
Yeah.
off
The
the press. There will be no rematch between the Liston twins and
No, the
them
Clayton
Liston
twins.
twins, the Clayton twins and Liston are champs. Let me clarify that because I know people dropped a while ago.
Yeah.
From my understanding, the Clayton twins will only be running the 100 meters. So they won't be doing the 1-2 double. They'll be doing 100 duties at champs.
And Liston will only be doing the 200 duties.
No, from what I'm understanding, as of 30 minutes ago, Liston is down to do the 1 and the 2. So they will likely clash in the 100 but there will be no rematch in the 200. That's why I was saying there's no rematch. Yeah, so let me clarify that. I thought some people head little bit, but yeah. So the news is that the Clayton twins 100 only, Lyston 100, 200. At this point, it may change, but at this point, Lyston is down for 100, 200. Clayton's down for the 100. Edwin will use Bethany Bridge and
Brandy
Hall. Yeah, which they went 1-2 at Central. Of course, Lyston wasn't there, but they went 1-2 at Central. And if you look at it based on who is going to be competing in the 200 class 1, they likely will get those two girls in the top 4, maybe even top 3 at championships. So you're really talking about a few points here or there if you decide to allow the twins to double, which at this point, my understanding is that they won't be doubling. They'll only be doing the 100. Lyston 100, 200 at this point.
And what a problem for Coach Dyke to have. Can you imagine, Davian, the defending 100-meter class 1 winner? Well, she's a defending champion or the reigning champion. She will not be defending her title. That's a wealth of talent that Edwin Allen possessed in class 1. And it's mind-boggling to know that last year you ran fast, you won the event. This year, you're quote-unquote relegated to another event.
That's just crazy.
It's amazing.
That's just crazy. If you're Brandy Hall, you're thinking, what is happening here? I am the defending champion. And the truth is, there's probably somebody else better than her as well. If you discount the twins, you also have Serena Cole.
Exactly.
Right. And then you also have Shanika Vassell. So that Edwin Allen 4x1 team, it's just superstars everywhere. I like mentioning it. The Edwin Allen team, three of the 4 members on that Edwin Allen team are part of a world junior record team. That's Serena Cole and the Clayton twins. They set the world junior record for 4x1s last year. 3 of the 4 members of that team are Edwin Allen students, class 1 athletes. It's just crazy. The kind of firepower that they have in class 1 sprints, just unnatural.
Yeah, definitely. They are very rich in that area, and one would say that they are top heavy as well. But I mean, if they can gather all the points that they can from that super team, then by all means. But since we are on the, go ahead.
You want to, if you're looking at it at a purely technical perspective, yes, they are top heavy, but they're top heavy not because they don't have quality in the lower classes. We talk about Tia Lee Terrelong,
yes.
who I think is probably the favorite for the sprints in the class 3 event. So it's not that they're top heavy from a perspective that they don't have quality in the lower classes. They're top heavy from the perspective that the higher classes are just so good. Class 1 is just so good that you almost can't avoid being top heavy. It's impossible to ask them to have that kind of quality through all 4 classes. We're talking about world-class junior talent here. The world junior champion, Tina Clayton, is on that team. The Carifta champion, the Jamaica Carifta champion, Tia Clayton, is on that team. She beat Tia just a couple of days ago. And then you're talking about Serena Cole, who I just had a discussion on radio with my good friend Sean Grant about, who I believe Serena Cole may just be as good as the Clayton twins. Some persons may think differently, but I genuinely believe that Serena Cole is an undiscovered gem. She's just shining. If she was literally with any other school, Serena Cole would be running the 1-2.
Some problem. Yes.
She would have caused some problems. But because she's on that Edwin Allen team and there's just so much talent, just so much firepower there, she is relegated to jumping and no one again running the 100. Yet, listen, just think about it. She finished third at the Carifta Trials. She would have been beaten by the Clayton twins, Tia Clayton, 11:49, Tina Clayton, reigning world junior champion, 11:50. She finishing third, 11:51, and she can't make the sprint team. She can't find a place on the 100, 200 team. That's how good that Edwin Allen team is. It's just phenomenal. I've never seen anything like it before at high school level. Not here in Jamaica, not in the States. No, I've never seen this kind of talent anywhere. Again, we're talking about 3 members of a world junior 4x1 team being at the same school.
Yep. That's amazing. And you know, Davian, since we start out on this note, you know, we might as well continue because we're gonna be all over the place right now based on this start that we had. Let's talk about the competition in class 1 for the girls. Since we're talking about the clash or the matchup with Lyston and the twins, and you have a few other you have the girl. You have the Petersfield young lady. I think she's gonna do better in the
Alexis
hurdles.
James.
Right. I think she's better in the hurdles.
She's going to be the hurdles and the 100. You know, I've been going on and on about the Clayton twins and everybody, particularly my Spanish Town people, big up on yourself, Monk Street, particularly my people out in Hydel, that's Ferry, particularly my people who know Lyston and who knows she's from St. Catherine. Those people, why are you going on and on about the Clayton twins? Well, I'm going to go on and on about Lyston now. Former St. Jago athlete, now at Hydel, speeding 11:14, right? Let's put into perspective that 11:14. 11:14 at Central Championships in the heats, not the finals now, folks. In the heats, easing down, right? Now, that 11:14 easing down in the heats at Central Championships is just 0.01 hundredth of a second off a champ's record set by the legendary Veronica Campbell Brown. So she's a smidgen of a champ's record, easing down in the heat at Central Championships. I believe that Lyston has the capability of not only breaking Veronica Campbell Brown's class 100 meter record, but she has a strong possibility of going sub 11 at champs.
All right, he seemed to be having some internet issue there, but he'll be back. But the listing for the 100 meters, people, you have Brianna Lyston, Tina Clayton, Tia Clayton, Alexis James, Shanice Walker, Janella Spencer, Ashley Barrett, Dana Thompson, Danielle Kent, Brianna Clark, Gabrielle Lynn, Onika Wilson, Chanel Honeywell, Deanna Pinup, Jason Woolery, Cavell Ritchie, Nydia Chance, Abigail McDonald, Ronna Wright, Akila Palmer, Alia Hilton, Glacian Lowton, Natalia Scarlett, Ophelia Bernard, Javiel Bennett, Michaela Bernard, Chriselle Santoki, Ashia Martin, Casey and Gordon. So 29 girls are listed for the class 1 event, and Brianna Lyston set sights on 11.13 seconds. Yes, Davian is back. I just finished listing out the Davian. Yeah, man. I just finished listing out the names of the ladies, the 29 ladies that will be competing. Continue with what you were saying.
Yeah, man. I was saying, Brianna Lyston, 11-1-4 Central Championships. Just a smidgen of Veronica Campbell Brown's Class 1 100 meters record. That record, I think, had survived a little bit longer than I would have liked. It has survived the likes of a Kevona Davis. Um, it survived the likes of you name it. It survived a little bit too long for my liking, and I think
Mm-hmm.
this is the year that it does get broken. This is the year that the Clayton twins and Liston will do battle. And I know a lot of people are saying Liston is probably the favorite because what she's done in terms of the 11-1. But as I said, I was on radio just now. My good friend Sean Grant made a salient point, and we've seen it at the senior championships. When you get to that line, right? When you get to that line, and on your right is a Clayton twin, and on your left is a Clayton
He's a
twin,
Clayton twin.
and you're in between them, and the pressure of championships, the pressure of knowing that they have been beating you for the last how many over years,
Mm-hmm.
and the gun goes off, and one of them invariably gets a fast start. How do you, as Brianna Lyston, handle that pressure? We've seen senior athletes who have been at this for years get flustered by a Shelley and Fraser getting up ahead of them and not executing their race. So while I'd admit that Liston is the favorite, she goes in as a favorite, even though Tina Clayton has a faster personal best set at altitude, by the way. I
Mm-hmm.
think Liston goes in as a slight favorite because the Twins would have had a long season last year. They started a training late. Not excuses, but I think Liston is a little bit ahead of them. But
Yes.
again, it's how she's going to handle that pressure. It's not going to be an empty stadium. We're going to have fans there. I think we have allowed 20,000 fans in. So you're going to
Mm-hmm.
have that pressure of being in front of the fans and the pressure of executing a perfect 100-meter race. So it's not as cut and dry as people would like it to be. I think we're going to have a very good race, and whoever holds their composure is going to take that crown. And again, I think that there's just too much talent that is going to be lined up for that 100 meters, for that 11-1-3 to survive. Once we have good conditions in terms of wind, I think 11-1-3 is gone. Um,
How about
yeah, as I said,
sub
it
11?
survived too long. Ashanti Moore, Kevona Dave, it's just survived too long. It's bye time.
How about sub 11, Davian?
Yeah, I think sub 11 is on the clock. How far below sub 11? Maybe a smidgen below sub 11. Will Brianna Williams' 1097 national record come under some amount of pressure? Possible. Or whether it has to be perfect execution. And I don't think we're gonna have that in that kind of pressure situation. If we do have that, where you have almost perfect execution, whether it's from one of the Claytons or it's from Liston, then it is possible that the national junior record goes. That's the level that these girls are operating at. I think we're gonna have fast times, placing times in terms of 1, 2, 3. And another thing I'm looking for as well, the Clayton twins have this habit of if they're not winning, if they're not winning, they tend to ease off the throttle a bit. If they're not
Mm-hmm.
ahead, if they're not appearing to win, they tend to ease off the throttle a bit. And I think if they do that, someone like Alexis James is going to be there to pick up the pieces, right? So all three girls have to go out there and give up their best. Know that win, lose, or draw, you have to run through the tape. If you don't do that, there are girls there, Alexis James I mentioned, who is going to be there to pick up the pieces because they know coming in that they're not favorites to finish top 3. So if they're in the pack with 20 meters to go, they're not going to be pulling off or easing up. They're going to be running through the line because they want to get as good a placing as possible. So that is something I want to watch going into champs, because I think those points and that 100, because remember now, the 100 meters comes, I believe, on Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Comes on Wednesday.
That's the final. Semis and finals on Wednesday.
Semis and finals on Wednesday. It's no longer on the Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
It comes on the Wednesday. I mention that because of this. When you get to the Friday of championships, if you make a mistake in the 100, it doesn't affect you as much. Why? Because your finalists would have already been in place from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you get to Friday night and your 100 goes off. It doesn't affect you much. You already have your finalists in place. You already have points not put down but lined up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you get to Wednesday and the Edwin sprinters capitulate, Brianna Lyston does something stunning, let's say at 10-8 or something like that. The Edwin sprinters finish 4th and 5th or 3rd and 4th or something like that, and Alexis James gets by them. Then that can cause a ripple effect in both camps. It can lift the Heidel camp, lift them, the performance of a Brianna Williams, lift them for Thursday, Friday, and can also dampen the spirit of the Edwin girls. Understand? So
yeah, true.
Friday, when you had 100 meters on the last day, you run the 100 meters, you have any mishaps in the 100. Friday night, you can pull everybody in and say, listen, guys, we need to get this done. We're a little bit behind. But if you have that on Wednesday, and it feeds into Thursday, it feeds into Friday, where you're moving athletes into finals, then it can be a major issue like it has not been before. So if you're Edwin Allen and you're listening, you have to give those instructions. Let the girls know, win, lose, or draw, give up your best. Because if they lose to a Brianna Lyston running, let's say, 10.95, and a Clayton runs 10.99 and 11.03, that lifts you. You lose, but you have PBs. You have people breaking the old champs record. You have people trying. You have an example to the younger athletes that, hey, we may have lost, but we delivered 13 points.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't do that, then you understand what I'm saying here. You can have a negative effect on the camp. Of course, the opposite is also true, where if the Clayton twins do the deed, finish 1-2, Lyston fails to win, finishes in 3rd, doesn't run faster than 10.14, then the Heidel girls are lifted, and the Edwin Allen girls are lifted, and it is the Heidel girls who have to go back to the drawing board. So I think that 100 finals, middle of champs, Wednesday night, is going to be crucial in how champs itself pans out over the next 2-3 days.
That's true. And it's the same thing that happens in the national team when Bolt was there. Once Bolt steps on the track and wins his race, then exactly. it bring a vibe into the national the Bolt effect. Mindset of the team.
The Bolt effect.
Right.
There you go. Bolt comes on day 2, finals. That's the time, the 100. Day 2 of major championships, Olympics, World Championships. Bolt comes out, does his thing, breaks the world record, dances up a storm. The vibe in the camp, everybody happy, everybody want to go win medal too, and the camp gets lifted. That Bolt effect is now missing, as we see, where people who normally win a bronze here or a silver there, they're now finishing 4th and 5th. The Bolt effect is no longer there. We tend to underestimate the mental side of track and field and of sport, and I don't like it. It's a major part. You have to be mentally in tune with the event to perform. You have to be a sportsman to understand it. The kind of whole vibes and thing, and just being hyped up affects you. Adrenaline rush of seeing your countryman break a world record, or your teammate going out there and doing the impossible, that kind of rush. You want to go out there and do it too. So, I mean, 100 middle of champs, I think this year is going to be more crucial than previous years.
Definitely. And one other thing that we can look at to Davian in terms of what will affect the time. The athletes will be fresh. They're running the rounds, the prelims on Tuesday, and fresh for the next day. Normally, they would have had other events under their legs. So that is where the fast times might come in, where that 100 meters
right, exactly. Because if you're a 100, 200 sprinter, you're running the 100 prelims, I believe, starting on Thursday. You go into Friday, your 200 comes on Wednesday, Thursday, right? And then you get into Saturday, you run the
plus you have 4x1 if you're a integral part of a 4x1.
You 4x1s as well. There you go. So you have a lot more work to do before you get to the finals of the 100. This year that's changed, and you basically get the 100 out of the way before you do anything else. And I think that is going to be crucial in terms of times. And I expect fast times all around. Boys, girls, 100, 200. I've been advocating for this kind of change for years. I believe it's the right thing to do. It just makes sense. When you have the 100 on Friday and the 200 on Saturday, everybody comes for Friday, Saturday. You go to National Stadium on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, it's literally empty. Because nobody wants to come for prelims, right? Know that you spread the events around. ISA is going to make a little bit more money, because people, regardless of what you want to believe, they're going to want to see that 100 finals. So they're going to come for Wednesday, and they're going to come back for Friday, and they're going to come back for Saturday. All you're going to have is just more people coming on more days. The true track and field fans will come out for Wednesday. They'll come for Friday, and they'll come for Saturday. So ISA will make a little bit more money. Your big days are now 3 days instead of 2. I applaud them on the move. And in terms of athlete management, injury management, fantastic. So, I mean, this is what we've wanted for a long time, when we finally get it now.
And Davian, when you look at the international track and field, the global events, nobody runs their second event, one round of their second event, before they would have completed one. So this is a move in the right direction. We have to applaud ISA on that one. Took a long time to happen, but it's here, so we still have to applaud them on that one. So big up ISA. All right, class 2 girls, still on the girls side. We see a lot more girls entered for class 2. 43 girls enter. You have a Kerika Il Alana Reid, Ashira Hewlett, Hazley, Abigail Wolf, Bernard Gardner. Those would have been the ones to talk about. Meikle, Johnson, Lewis. Let's stay in the top 10 there.
I'm not surprised by the numbers. What you tend to get on the girls' side is as you go up in class, you tend to have the numbers fall off. On the boys' side, it's the opposite. As you go up in class, the boys' numbers increase. It's pretty much the setup of the classes, as well as girls tend to mature and move on a little bit more quicker than boys. In terms of the 100, I think it's going to be a Heidel 1-2, Kerika Hill, Alana Reid. They are the class for me, class of the field. Michaela Hazley is good. Carletta Bernard is good. Gardner is good. But these girls, the two Hydale girls, they're just a class
Far
apart.
above the rest.
I'm looking forward to these girls dropping down into 11-2s, maybe even 11-1. That's how good I think both of them are, and I just don't see anybody else living in that sort of atmosphere. In terms of the placing, Hazley, I like Hazley a lot. I like Carletta a lot. She's been injured but coming back. Gardner, another one that I like. So for me, it's going to be Hill, Reed, and then the field, or maybe even Reed, Hill, and then the field. They really have to decide that among themselves, the Hydale girls. But not seeing anybody touching them, the field will have to decide the minor places.
Mm-hmm. All right, Brain Drain. Big up yourself, Brain Drain. He's saying that 100 meter on a Wednesday. I don't know how I feel about that. Motivated by money. Which other track event have the best event on the first day? Let me correct you there, Brain Drain. Wednesday is not the first day. Wednesday is the second day, right? And if you check all the world events, the 100 meter is not done on the last day. So
no, it is not.
A little correction there. So we can say that the girls class 2 11-1-6 should be safe. Class 3, we have
I don't agree with that. I don't agree. I don't agree with 11-1-6 being safe.
It's not safe?
No. No. People don't know how good these girls are. As I said, people don't know how good these girls are. People don't know how good Hill and Reed are. We mentioned that 3 of the 4 members of the World Junior 4x1 record team is from Edwin Allen. Hill from Hydale is the 4th member. She ran 11-4 last year. She's already at 11-4. I don't see it with the change. I don't think it's impossible for her to run 11-1-5. She has to run a pretty much perfect race. She has to get almost perfect to run 11-1-5. But I would not say it is safe. It is.
I am going out on the limb and say I am saying it is safe.
Well, if you want to go there, you can go there.
Not to look down on the quality of the ladies, because I do believe that they are exceptionally fast.
If you want to go there, you can, but I won't go there, not based on what I've seen. Okay, is the record going to go? Maybe not. I'm leaning to not, but it is more than I'd say 20% chance that it will go. And if it's more than 20, I can't go out on a limb and say no. So, all
right.
Watch that record. You may be in for a surprise, my friend.
All right. Brain Drain is responding and said you won with the Tuesday point, but where did the last day come from? I said first, but I get the point. Okay. I'm happy that you got the point. All right. So class 3, Tiana Lee Terrelong, Shamanique Hazel, Kamoy Binger, Brianna Davidson, Chevian Shim, Abrina Wright, Samoya Brown, Trisha Walker, Tiana Marshall, Amoy Kentish. And we could drop in a Tiana Reed, Bachelor, Dougherty. This class 3 field. 11.27.
Yeah. No, that I think that may just be safe. 11.27 may just be safe.
I think that one is safe too.
I'll go out on a limb for that one, but I don't think it's going to be safe next year, because I think the winner for this event is the favorite for this event is a first year class 3 athlete, Tiana Lee Terrelong, right? She won in class 4. And the conventional wisdom is that if you win in class 4 or you win in class 3, you step up to the next class, you have to pay dues. You have to wait a year until it's your turn while the bigger girls play. I don't think Mr. Long is he's here to wait. I think she's here to beat everybody. I think she is a class of the field. She has looked good all season. I've seen her running backstretch for that class 3 Edwin Allen team, and whenever she's gotten the baton, she's just looked superb. I don't think we've seen the best of her just yet, and she's going to perform very well in the 100 as well as the 200. But the field, I think Hazley is going to be in the money. The Binger, I like Binger from last year before.
No biases here, Davian. No biases.
I'll admit my bias. I'll admit my bias. I'm a little bit.
Can Binger spoil that party?
I'm going to admit my bias. I'm a little bit biased to Binger. I know her mom very well. She always, whenever she see me, she draw me in a little corner way and up talk about track and field for hours and hours. Yeah, so I'm a little bit biased towards Binger. She's a short athlete. She's going to get out of the blocks quick, and she's going to have a lead on the field early. The question is, can she hang on to Terrelong? Because I've seen Terrelong, people get the jump on Terrelong all season, and she's remained calm and trust her top end speed to bring her through. So she's not going to be phased if she's behind. She's used to it by now. He's again another good athlete. I think Davidson is the second San Diego athlete. So it's going to be a good competition, and it's not a lot to separate the girls except for Terrelong, who I think is a little bit better than the field. Even though she's first year 3, I think she has this one. Once she reports healthy and executes, she pretty much has this one in the bag.
All right, definitely. So we can move on to the class 4, which is an unpredictable class.
I never liked the class 4. Can we skip class 4? Because class 4 is a lottery, my boss. You watch these girls all season in class 4,
it's like
and then somebody who you never see all season jog and win, and you're like, oh, why the analysts never mentioned this one? Class 3 on the boy side, class 4 on the girl side. Almost impossible to predict. But I do believe that the San Diego girls have a pretty good representation in class 4. I've seen them. Mount Alvernia, again, pretty good representation. As do Alpha Academy. But I never like to jump out on a limb for class 4 sprints. It's never something.
And you have the 2 from Immaculate, Lindo.
Yeah, man. 2 from Immaculate. I did mention Mount Alvernia, Immaculate, San Diego. So it's a pretty good field, and it's going to be until I see the rounds. If I see the rounds, then I can tell you who really take training seriously. Because I'll tell you this. You see, when you get to when you're at class 4, it's for a lot of the athletes, it's not serious. It's about having fun. Not saying everybody is that way, Yeah, man, they want to go training and they go training and sometimes them ramp, because it's not about a track career. It's not about getting scholarships at that stage. It's about them wanting to have fun. And for me, I want them to have that mentality, to have fun, because you don't want them at that early age thinking of track and field as work. You want them to have fun early so they can get to love the sport and progress in the sport, which is why I never like to put any pressure on my class 4 girls or my class 3 boys. I just want them to go out there and do their best, and whatever you place, you place.
Yeah, definitely. Level 75 might be out of it too.
Yeah, man. I think 1175 may just be out. Yeah. So let's see how that one pans out.
And that
After
is
the
all.
rounds, if you give me a
That is
call,
all because
I'll
we
let
might
you
have
know.
to, we might have to change our mind. But Davian, when you look at it too, this pandemic would have probably derailed some of these class 4 athletes. So in terms of we not get that spark from them in this one this year. All right, and it
And
might.
not only that, I'm going to let you in on a secret here.
Mm-hmm.
Before the whole TRMA was removed, a lot of the schools required that the athletes be vaccinated before they could train.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for the younger athletes, that was a problem because a lot of the parents said, no, I won't let you get vaccinated. For the older athletes, you're 18, you're 19, you can make the
You can
decision
make your
whether
own
or not
decision,
you want
right?
to be vaccinated. You can make your own decision. For a lot of the younger athletes, it was a struggle. Even for the parents who decided they wanted to vaccinate their kids. I know of a particular class 3 athlete who she missed 2 months of training. I'm not going to call her name, but I know her dad. Her dad complained to me bitterly that, hey, I want my daughter to get vaccinated and so she can train, but she can't get vaccinated. And because she's not vaccinated, she can't train. She missed 2 months of training.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to be vaccinated, right? But there wasn't any vaccines available. That was a reality 6-7 months ago. We had a shortage of vaccines, and the kids that didn't go early to get vaccinated had a little bit of issue in getting vaccinated, so they missed a little bit of training. So that comes into it. It might not factor as big because you can catch up on your training when you get into January, February, as vaccines become more available and thing. You can catch up, but it is still a factor. It is still a factor.
Yeah, man, that's true. All right, over on the boys' side, yeah, I might not be able to talk as fluent, Davian, as I would want to in the boys 100
Yeah.
because I'm not too really afraid with all the happenings on the boys' side, but we have 46 athletes representing class 3 boys 100 meters. I see a Nyron Wade from KC. You have Nicole Brummel, Calabar, Ray J.
Yeah.
Reese, St. Diego, Ajay Brown, Fern Court, and a few more. Who is the favorite in this one?
It's going to be interesting. It's been a while since we've seen a KC, Calabar, San Diego kind of mix up, and I think in class 3 we're going to see that. But if I had to pick a favorite, I'd say Calabar's Bromwell looked good for me, but Wade is not far behind. So and then Reese. It's going to, as I said, it's difficult in class 3 to pick that winner. Um, for class 3, you just don't have enough data on how someone even performs with that kind of pressure, because you have to
Yes.
factor that in as well, my friend.
Certainly.
How do these young athletes respond to the pressure of our championships? Some people revel in it. Some people are going to wilt. You don't have the kind of data. You don't have the kind of experience that would say, all right, this athlete revels, this one is going to wilt. So for me, you just have to put the names and numbers, and then you don't want to bet on them. But as I said, I think Bromwell looks good. Wade looks good. There's going to be a couple of others, St. Diego's Reese. So,
not too enthused about that one, or is it because there's no data, like you said? So, moving over to the class 2 boys.
there is data, but just not enough on how they perform in terms of championships. Again, after the semifinals, we can call, we can talk, and I'll pick a winner for you.
Yeah, man. So, Mark Anthony Miller, JC, Shaquan Gordon, Calabar, Mario Barrett, Steer Tone. Good little athlete there, no? Gary Card, Woolmer's Boys, Kawain Kelly, St. Jago, Aaron Thomas, KC, Marvin Patterson, KC, Jason Lewis, Camperdown, Mario Hines, Spot Valley, Rick Coy, Hunter, St. Elizabeth Technical. And I just named the top 10.
Okay,
Mark Anthony Miller, unbeatable.
Sorry?
Mark Anthony Miller, unbeatable.
No. I think Mark, from what I'm hearing, has had some issues in terms of injuries, and that is going to factor. I like Gary Card. Card has been on a mission all season. Whenever I've seen Card this season, he always finds a way to win. Whenever you think, okay, he's probably behind a little bit, he finds a way. I remember at Grifter Trials, it was Gordon of Calabar, who most people had as a favorite, and I said, no, I'm going with Card. Gordon had run a little bit faster in the heats. I said, no, I'm going with Card. Card looks as if he is a man on a mission. As I said, injuries are going to factor. The Jamaica College contingent, they are having some major issues with injuries in terms of the sprinters and the hurdlers. The middle distances look good for Jamaica College, but the sprints, the hurdles, they definitely don't look as strong as they did last year.
Okay, so that might pose a problem for them where that is concerned. All right, jumping over to class 1 on a humdinger, if I might borrow that word. What say you? Oh, let me read out the names of these. You have the top man, DeAndre Daly, Sandre Davidson from St. Catherine, DeAndre is from Herbert Morrison, Bryan Levell, Edwin Allen, Rickon Graham Woolmers, Buwaji Nkrumah from KC. You have Javine Newby KC as well. Hector Benjamin, Jamaica College. Javoon Blair, that's Manchester. Jaden Reed, Jamaica College. Tashawn Barnes, Steer Town, that's another good Steer Town athlete there. You have Odin Crooks from St. Jago, David Lynch, Calabar, Jelani Garden, Woolmers, Tajay Duffus, Mark Manley, Calabar. This class 1 seems to be, because I passed the top 10, to name the names,
Yeah, man, I understand. This class 100, let me tell you this. The kind of quality where, I just talk it straight. The kind of quality where another 100, it's not normal. It's not normal. We're talking about 4, 5 guys now at 10-4 or faster. And I think because remember, the conditions at Carifta weren't the best in terms of weight, right? So for most of the athlete them are running in a Edwin. The scheduling puts the 100 at a time when you expect least amount of win, right? When you put these athletes inside national stadium champs, you put nice tailwind behind them, some crazy things that can happen. Remember, we have in Bryan Levell. Bryan Levell made the senior 100 meter finals at the senior trials last year. Run 10-1, right? 10-1, right? He was beaten at Carifta by Daly, who run 10-3-0.
Yeah.
Daly is nowhere near his peak right now. Well, he was nowhere near his peak in terms of when he was at Character. Probably getting closer to his peak. No. So I expect him to go faster. 10-1 is not out of the question. Davidson. Remember, I said Davidson is the junior champion from last year. No?
Yes.
Davidson won everything last year in terms of the junior trials last year. Was a winner. You talk about three guys that we talk about: the Curveta champ, the national champ last year, a man we met the senior finals last year, and then we go into Newbie. Newbie is a KC project. Watch out for him. Then we go into Buwaji. Buwaji is, I'm trying to remember if Buwaji won. I know he won a class 2. I remember if he won a class 1. But Buwaji again is a class athlete.
No, he didn't win at class 1. He has not won at class 1.
He has not won at class 1, right?
No.
So he won at class 2. But Buwaji again a class athlete. I think he's stalled a little bit. Would have liked to see him a little bit further along, but again, he run 10-4 last year. If not Curveta, he got a fantastic start. And that fantastic start brought him to the head of the field. And people had to run him down, right? The thing about that now, when you get that kind of start, it's not always a case where somebody are going to run you down. Some of the time, them are going to come up short. And Buwaji is the kind of guy that can do that. You notice I haven't mentioned Gregory Prince. He's entered in the 100.
No, he's not running the 100.
He's not running, which is what I expected. 200, right? 2-4. That's what I expected. 4-2. That's his natural. That's his natural place. So 2-4. That's what he's been doing all along. I mean, you look at him at 4x1, and you think this man just fast like a jet. But I think his natural place is a 2-4, and he has a bright future ahead of him in those events. But if he wanted to, he could step down to the 100 and represent well. Cause major problem, brother. Major problem. But if I had to pick a winner among all of these guys, I'd go with Levell. I think Levell is on a mission. Fall started from the World Juniors last year, beating at Curveta.
Major disappointment.
Man, major disappointment. We missed out, I think, on having a 100 representative in a major 100 finals for the whole of last year. We never get it. In terms of the Olympics, in terms of, Levell was supposed to be the man last year. Didn't get it. He's on a mission this year. And I think once he gets the start correct, he's going to be the one to beat. But Daly also, everybody up on a mission. Daly has been injured for years now, since class 3. Right? So he might go come one. Yeah, man. Amount of money man spent on him because he's a talent, but he just refuses to stay healthy. His body just refuses to stay healthy. Not him, DeAndre Daly, because I'm sure he wants to stay healthy, but his body just fails him at that critical moment. And I think he has a point to prove as well. So a judgment in the national stadium when everybody buck up.
Davian, I did a video that sub 10 might be on the cards once the condition is right and execution. So you have some people who bring up some valuable points that sub 10 is not an easy feat to achieve.
No, it is not.
It is not an easy feat to achieve. But could we see, and this is as a result of what his coach said in a Davian. Last year, this time he didn't run 10-3, and I think he ran it twice.
Yeah,
Ran it twice this year.
he's listen, he's clearly ahead of where he was last year. Right? He's clearly ahead of where he was last year, and he's clearly catching up, right? He's clearly getting faster and faster every day. But for me to see as a sub 10, I think that's stretching it a bit.
Yeah.
If you say champs record, I think champs record is going to be under threat. I think these guys are going to push themselves to the champs record. We may see something below a 10-1, so maybe a 10-0-9 or a 10-0-8, which would be magical for me. If I see that on the clock, I'd absolutely go insane. Because I want no disrespect to Zanel. I love Zanel. Zanel, I'm a yo, Zanel, you see whenever you see Zanel, brother, as a journalist, and you say Zanel, beg your interview or beg your quick talk or what go on not trading Zanel. Him not itch, brother. May I tell you that? Man not itch. So a good youth. So
yeah.
We want to see Zanel do good, but Zanel, my brother, my friend, we want your record, my boss. we want that champs record to be held by a Jamaican. People are gonna say all kind of things about me now, but me want a Jamaican to hold our champs record. No, you're as Jamaican as you can be, Zanel, without being Jamaican. And we rate you, we respect you, and we love you. But we want, somebody we born a yard.
Yeah, I agree with it. You don't have to put in so much explanation. me just agree with it right there. A yard man for everything.
Hey, I'm afraid that the beating, because one day I call some Grenadian athletes and I said the man them have a half decent team and the man them beat me. I have to say, yo, big up Grenada. Big up Grenada. Big up the man them was set it for Grenada. Francis and Kirani James and them Monday and all of the athletes them from Grenada were do well. Remember Jamaica never make a finals in the 100 last year. Grenada did. John from Grenada made the under 19 or the junior 100 finals at the under 20 championships last year. So big up Grenada, big up all of the Caribbean athletes them. Antoine Strand, another Caribbean athlete who trains in Jamaica, who is absolutely fabulous. So we have to big up the Caribbean flavor too. We not, but
yeah, man, definitely.
Sometimes it end up say we kind of want the national pride, we want the national thing to stay in Jamaica. So big up on yourself,
definitely.
And let's see what happens at champs.
Yeah, man. We have a question from Richard Stevens, all the way from UK. In bedtime passing, but him not miss them show ya. Where could Jamaican athletes, including champs, be tweaked or changed to produce even better prepared performers?
If there's one thing that I could change about champs, it's when it's held. Let me explain that. We hold champs normally in a March, push back a little bit this year to April. So by the time you get to World Juniors, your athletes, your core athletes stop training. They stop training once champs is over. And most of the athletes who compete for Jamaica, it's a struggle to get them back into training mindset come July, August. What I'd say, maybe change it to late June, maybe, I don't know. So you have the athletes moving from champs directly into trials, and then you can move them directly from trials into preparing for World Games, and you don't have that break. That's just me. What else? I think in terms of how we protect athletes, I see that coming in a lot more. We had the change in terms of the amount of events an athlete can do. I remember the Cosmo Right, I think in 2002, doing like 5 or 6 different events. Man a hurdle, man a jump, man a do everything. That has been cut back. and I think we have gotten the right balance in terms of how many events an athlete can do. The change that we made this year in terms of the scheduling, I like that again. I think that is going to pay dividends in terms of maintaining the health of the athletes going forward. Anything else? Yeah, I mean, the changes that I've seen this year is along the lines of what I want to see. I mean, the pandemic has caused one unintentional change that we wanted to see, that most track and field persons wanted to see. People talk about burnout. You see this thing called burnout? Burnout doesn't happen at champs. As much as we'd like to believe it, burnout doesn't happen at an event. One championships, 5 days in a year is not going to burn an athlete out. What burns athlete out is the case where the athlete is competing 2 events week after week for 3-4 months. So you end up, before you get to champs, you even step on champs track, you run 15 races, right? That burns an athlete out because your workload, you have so much competition before you get to champs.
But Davian, let me ask you this, because you made mention that champs could be moved to June possible.
Yeah, man.
Then the athletes who are going to be preparing, they will be preparing for Carifta then before champs.
Right. So you have you have Carifta as your warm up.
Right.
You have Carifta as your warm up, and then you move into champs. As I said, that's just me wanting our athletes to be at their best, closer to the major championships, because
they would have to go. They have to step up again, then taper off so like a second peak.
Right. You understand what I say now? So you peak for champs, and your peak for champs probably carries you to Carifta, probably carries you to Penn. After Penn's, you're done. And you go back into a situation where you're on rest again, and you're on rest for probably 1 or 2 months, and then you start training again, maybe June for trials in July, and your World Juniors in August. Right?
But some people are rest so long, still, you know, Davian. 2 months rest is
man. It really depends. It depends on the program, and it depends on the school. Some people get 2 weeks. Some people not get no rest. Right. But it depends on the school. But as I said, I want to see our. If I had one wish, I want to see our program more geared not towards champs, but towards World Games, World Juniors. I mean, you can't fault the coaches if they focus more on champs, because champs is what pays you. The coaches get paid to be high school coaches. They don't get paid to be national coaches. They get paid by the school for the school to get points at champs. They don't get paid to win medals at World Games. So, I mean, it would have to be a collective decision by everybody to more focus towards the World Games than focus towards champs. A little bit unrealistic maybe on my part, but that is something that if I had to jump out and think about something, that's probably the first thing I'd think about.
Yeah, okay. All right. Jay is saying, could it be that champs places too much pressure on young athletes to perform? I observed that a number of athletes who had a great outlook sustained severe injuries too early.
The pressure at champs is real. I'm going to tell you that. The pressure at champs.
Before you answer that, Davian, of course the pressure of champs is real. But one great athlete that would have had that represented us over the years would have run at champs, and she explained that's one Veronica Campbell Brown. she explained that it was the competitiveness and the pressure of champs would have caused her to go into those fierce battles that she would have gone into over the years with her Alex Felix and the others out there. So there are positives and the negative where it is concerned to some people. It's just what you basically take from it.
As with everything, there is positive, there's negative. World exists on yin and yang, good and evil, light and darkness. There's always going to be two sides to every coin, right? So there are positives. You mentioned the pressure prepares the young athlete for the senior stage. You talk about Veronica Campbell Brown, but there's also the greatest Olympian of all time, in my estimation, Usain Bolt. He went through the pressure of champs. You remember that big clash between himself and Jermaine Gonzalez. You can't get more pressure than that. There are people when were coming from all over the island to see the country boy Usain Bolt compete against Gonzalez, you know. So the pressure of champs, it helps our athletes. Listen, let me put it out there. An athlete who competes at champs, who navigates that pressure, who competes in that stadium, under the crowd, under the lights, under the TV cameras, you see media people down by the finish line, who compete underneath that pressure, junior athlete who competes under that pressure and does well. At the junior level, they will never see that sort of pressure again. You understand what I say?
Yes,
so if you come at champs and you navigate that pressure there, that pressure then not going to be the same. It's going to be less if you're at Carifta. It's going to be less if you're at even World Juniors. You understand? You're not going to have that same it's the most pressure you're going to have. It's at champs. Exactly. And if you can navigate that, it sets you up well for those games. You understand? So pressure good and pressure bad. It is about your coaches now. Your coaches doing the right thing and ensuring that the pressure that the athlete is on, their desire to do well, doesn't become a hindrance to their future development. Because I've seen athletes who want to compete injured, who want to compete from basically 1 foot. You understand? As a coach, at that point, you have to step in and say, listen, man, next year. Or listen, man, I eat that. So that is the responsibility now of the coach, because some people they don't know what is best for them, especially when you're younger. The youngsters just want to compete, man. Them just want to go out there and run. Them just want to beat people. You understand? We remember that primary school and boy challenge you to a foot race. You just want to beat him up, man. You don't want to say my foot hurt me or my big toe or something. You want to beat him. So at that point, it is the responsibility of the coaches to step in and say, yo, listen, I'm me the boss. You're injured. We're pulling you.
All right, let us do some YouTube work. People, like the stream. That's the golden rule, people. Just like the stream, man. On our move, so it's very easy, you know. I just want thumbs up, and you just press it on your phone. So you can just press the X and close the chat, and click the like button and come back into the chat. Simple. All right, so Davian.
Yeah, man.
Any other event that we could really talk about that will, you know, have some interest?
We are one.
Name me one.
Boys class 1-800 meters. I don't know where my shed is in terms of who is going to have me on here at that point, but me know say once that kick off, brother, once kick off, you know, man, nobody can hold me, you know, because
Blake and Handel.
the 800 is an. Listen,
Hey,
man, listen, me I gotta tell you
it's like
this.
a bad. It's like a bad.
Listen,
Hold on, Davian. Davian, hold on. Hold on, the Davian. Because the people man ramp with the thing, you know. When I get so much very, very intelligent and astute analysis on what will happen at champs. I don't know, like up the stream. I don't stay too bad, man. I don't like the live. Like the live. Anyways, we're not stop it again for that. But I just had to add that in. All right, Davian, continue because this 800 meter with a Javon Blake, Handel Roban, Adrian Nedersoul, Tafari Hines, Giovanni Henry, Corolado Chambers. Hey, go on. You talk about it.
Hey, let me tell you something. I remember a few years ago. Let me say probably 10 years ago. I sat in a bus with some youngsters. Me that youngster myself them time. Because 10 years ago, me a little picnic said here. But I don't think I was in school. And the man them a get excited. Them go sub 2 minutes. You know. And me that think to myself, say, boy, 2 minutes? And some woman time that we are get excited over some woman time. You know, you can't beat the youth them too bad, you know, because you want a man for compete. If you not compete, you can't get better. But 2 minutes. And I remember a few years ago in class 2, Leon Clark run 151. Right? And we get excited for 151. And I remember a few years ago, we're talking about 3-4 years ago now, when man a beg for somebody go sub 150. Listen, my boss. 2 years ago, Kemar Farquharson go sub 150, you know, brother. And set the class 1. No, in the last 1 year. You understand? He set the record, I believe, 148.87. I'll come back the next year and broke it 148.58. In the last one record, that record that last much years and years. No last 1 year. I may see a man run 148.58. I may say, yeah man, that one at least I go last 2 years. Me see a man come back this year I run 147.6. Almost a full second faster than the champs record. And from my understanding, this brother in EM is for run 146. Let me tap on
deep waters.
Brother, let me tell you this. You see when Blake run the 147, when Blake run the 147, some folks were saying, well, 147 is not really competitive. Look, sound like me I mock people, but me really don't want to mock nobody. Me just say, right? People were saying that the 147.6 is not competitive, right? The first thing I did was to do some research. 147.6 would put Blake 22nd in the world overall for juniors last year, and would put him top 20 for every year for the last 10 years. I did my research, right? So 147.6 is not chop liver. Yeah, we know Amos and them as juniors go 143 and the phenoms can go 144, 143, the African phenoms. But remember where we are come from. We are come from 150. We want to see 150 for how long we can't say 150. And we see 147. And this youth upon a trajectory for run 146. 147 puts you into every world junior 800 finals for the last decade.
But Davian,
So
you know what amazes me about that run that he did at the Carifta trials? The man walk away easily, you know.
the man a go run 146, brother. Here's why I'm gonna run 146. He ran the first 400 too slow.
Yeah, and I
Me I
guess
tell
that
you?
they would be working on that.
Well, I know. Me I go give you the background. He ran the first 400 in 53 5, I believe, right? First 400, 53 5. That means that he came back the second 400 in 54 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost even splits, my bro.
Yeah, man.
If you run even splits, means you can go faster. It means you can run the first 400 faster. My understanding, he's capable of running that first 400 in 52. 52 low, maybe even 51 high. And I think he's going to do it. You know why? He has Ruben, his teammate.
Okay.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, we just hear him back again.
Yeah, man. May I say he has his teammate Ruben next to him. He's going to push him.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to push him. And I think both of them are going to go.
You know.
Here's the thing. I think both of them are going to go below the champs record. I think both of them are going to go 146. I don't know who's going to win. It may be that we gain the champs record in the 100 and lose the champs record in the 800. You see?
Yeah.
That's how good that 800 is going to be. It's going to be bang up. I think 146. Both of them are going to push themselves. They're going to listen. They know already that they have 16 points in the bag. They as long as they finish healthy, 16 points for Jamaica. As long as there's no mishaps, let me put it like that. No mishaps, 16 points for Jamaica College. And they're going to want to make a statement. Again, the 800 rescheduled earlier. So they're going to have a little bit more space to go out and get records. Brother, when the man them buck up, it's not going to happen.
All right. So we have a caller online, a caller from Canada who call into the show because the conversation nice, Davian. Porter, welcome to the show. You're live.
All right, so yes, sir. Good to see you here, Davian. So, what I don't know, some of you know some history on it, you know. It's the 800 meter champs. It's actually the behind, you know, because the record, the Levy record stay for more than 30 years. So
yeah, man.
Remember that. I remember Levy when Levy ran it. I was a JHU official for years at champs before I leave Jamaica. So I remember when not Levy, when Sharon Burgess beat him, I ran 148 in 1987. But the 800, when it comes to Jamaica and 800, I'm really falling back because the first Olympic Jamaica got the medal in the 800 in it twice. The first Olympic 1940 and 1952, and then Seymour Newman, and then you have George Carr in the 60s with Olympic medal, the 800 meters, going backward to the 800, you know. So, you know, remember, even though Neville Myton just died the other day, and still the junior record holder. It's from the 60s.
Yeah.
That's a junior record. Yeah. The record for Jamaica, junior record, not the champs record, the junior record is 147. 1 or 146.9, and that's from like 1964. The senior record is Seymour Newman is 145 flat, and that's from 1977. So even those records, you're right. The 800, if you run 146, as I said before, it's going to be a very historic moment for champs. It's going to even if the 100 running 9.9, if somebody running 146 at champs, that's going to be very big, very historic. So, as I said, I used to go Clarendon College, and back in the days, I'm not a Clarendon. When the problem was, look, boy, we not win, and I come second at champs, And we started 800 meter, I think, and remember, 1976. The 800 record was 153.3. Everton the Casa run 151.1, 1977. And that's stay until a young man from Morant Bay, I forgot her name, run 150. And then Sharon Burgess run 87, run 148, 80 something, until the thing they break it from Calabar. Which is going to be broken this year. So I just give a history mechanic that we really been laying of all the things at the Olympic, 800 really been dropping back on it, really. Because up 84 and I think 92, Jamaica reached the final at the 800 meter at the Olympic. I can't remember the young man name when them spikes would drop off or something like that. So, but otherwise, with champs, I hope look like Mr. Bevel. The 10-13 might be. It depends on the breeze, how that breeze is blowing. As you know, David, the breeze is wicked at the stadium now.
Yeah, man.
Breeze there, so I don't know, but them look like in Bevel, look like him can. I said, him can run at like a 10:05, I think. But if he fails to beat the 100 meter record, I think the best record that Bevel can beat is Mr. Bolt's record in the 200 meters. I think Mr. Bevel can run below 2021. I really strongly believe that than even 100 meters. I think he can run the Bolt record of really serious left hands. I think he can beat that record. He can beat that record. It always looked impossible over the years, but I think Mr. Bevel have a shot at it actually this year. With all the pressures, as you said, the champs pressure coming down, that crowd and all of that, he can break the record. As for the ladies, the class 100 and 200 is in trouble.
Okay.
I don't know what it's going to be, but the 11-1-2 and the 22-72, those are in trouble at chance. Big time. Big trouble.
I agree with you totally on that one.
Yeah, because remember, Liston has already run under the champs record this year,
Mm-hmm.
She run 22.66.
That's true.
Right, that's
and
trial.
And I said before,
In the breeze.
I think she ran the 22.30.
I believe so as well. Yeah. I think 22.30 is in our range. I think at 100 possibility somebody can catch a good start and beat her, but at 200 I think she's just in a class of her own.
Yeah, she's going down to only. But I think 100 though, somebody will run on her 11 flat.
Boy, I'm more to see that.
I think.
Hey, there are some things that I'm thinking are possible at champs, where if they do happen, I don't know how I'm gonna maintain my composure. If I look at the clock and I see 10:09 for the girls class 100, I don't know how I'm going to maintain my composure. If I look at the clock and I see 22.3 for the girls 200 class 1, I don't know how I'm going to maintain my composure. If I look at the clock and I see 146 for the boys class 1 800, I don't know how I'm going to maintain my composure. Same goes for the boys class 1. If I see 10:0 nothing, 10:09 or 10:05 or whatever, I don't. Both 22. No. 20.2. No. There's things that we're anticipating happening at champs, where if me did say them 2-3 years ago, would have sound like a madman. Just imagine me saying 4 years ago that a boy is going to run 146 at champs. People would have laughed after me. So I mean, what is going to happen at champs this year, or what is anticipated to happen at champs this year, is going to be out of this world, phenomenal.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Anything else you want to touch on, Sir Porter?
Well, I agree with you, man. But as I said, if you remember the class on 400 Boyz record is 44.90. So that in itself is, I think that the Tones record is look a bit easier to break than that record to me. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Even though I know Mr. Gregory Prince, he's going to run 45, but he's probably going to run like a 45.7 or something like that by the final come.
Hey, boss. You know, everybody talking about the 100, 200, and nobody really talking about the Boyz 400 with Gregory Prince. Nobody really talking about.
It's not going to be easy, man.
No, me not say ignore, but as I said, I was on air today, and when you talk about the Boyz Class 1 400, even before today, even amongst track and field fans and analysts and everybody, nobody is really talking about the Boyz Class 1 400. Particularly because we haven't had the super fast times like the girls or even like the boys in the 800 or the 100. But I do believe that Mr. Prince has something up his sleeve. As you say, I think he's going to be below 46.
At least a mid 45. And
if he runs,
and the Casey man is going to rethink them character trials race, and then they're going to come at him like no tomorrow.
Yeah, man. And you know, we miss out one event that is going to be really good as well. The Boyz Class 1 400 hurdles. I'm looking forward to multiple athletes going under 50 seconds. Maybe even 3 or 4.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. I know you don't want. I want to say it, Devin, but I feel the 40-meter hurdle record is gonna be like a 48.9 or 48.8.
Yep, I think it's going to go there.
I'm not afraid to say
it is going to go into the 48s.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that.
The girls class 200 meter. She. The record is 11.19. She's gonna get close, but that's not gonna be a slow race now. It's gonna be like 11:20 something like that. That's not gonna be a slow race.
Yeah, if you say 11:25 or something like that, I would agree. My good friend says the record is out of reach. I am not going to go that far. I'm going to say it's going to be difficult for her to break. But
it's safe this year.
It's safe this year. Well, make us see now. You have to run the race before you know the results in my bar.
True.
Yeah. I agree with that. Anyway, I must say that I'm impressed with Immaculate though. I'm very not gonna win champs or anything, but they're gonna put on some good performance on the girls from Immaculate. I'm impressed with Immaculate. Very.
Yeah, man. They put it.
Yeah. And I see that is how you build a program. You know, that is how you build a program. You can't win everything all at once. You start somewhere, and in Jamaica, the place for you to start is the sprints. So I think they've done well in the sprints.
There's a young lady there is Immaculate, Aisley. She's not going to win class 2, but she's going to run some very good times 1 and 2. Her times
Michaela
has a lot by champ, so I don't want anybody surprised by that when she gets in the final. She's going to be a class 200 and 200. She's not going to win. I don't think so. But she's going to run some very fast times.
Yep. So, and the good thing about
that's all I got to say, and I will give you another shout another time again.
Yeah, man.
Take it easy.
No problem.
Thanks for calling.
Not a problem. Yeah. I was just about to say the good thing about the Immaculate Sprinters. It's obvious that it's not just about talent, because you can have a school where you have a sprinter that just above everybody else, and then you can't find nobody else. It's obvious that Immaculate has a program, and the program is working. You can identify certain traits amongst the immaculate sprinters from class 4 to class 1, where you can say, oh, so the coach put that in. I'll give you an example. You remember a guy named Odell Todd
Green
from
Island.
Green Island? When you saw Odell Todd sprinting, you could stay from woy and know so that that's Odell Todd. The upright knee lifts the upright body, the knee lifts coming through. You could know that is Odell Todd. And you could know that that is how the coach teach him how to sprint. That is what you're seeing with the immaculate sprinters, that they're being drilled into a certain technique. You see, once you have that platform and you can take this one and that one, and you take the template and you adjust it a little bit here and there to fit certain people, you're going to have a crop of sprinters that are going to do well. And I think I'm going to be watching Immaculate over the next couple of years to see what happens, not just with the girls at this level, but how they transition to the next level, because they are obviously well drilled, and once you have that in your system, it never leaves. So they're going to be what I call it now, they're going to be oh god, my mind. We've been on this an hour and a half, so probably need to wrap up pretty soon. But they're going to be able to take that coaching that comes at the next level. They're going to be susceptible to the coaching that comes at the next level, because at the junior level they have already shown that they're able to take in the coaching, internalize the coaching and produce it on the track. So I want to watch them over the next few years at the junior level and at the senior level as well.
Right. All right. Somebody's asking about the girls class 400 meters. That should be another cracker.
Yeah. I like Kelly, like Makhanoff. The girl from Bustamante, that's her name, Anderson. And Homewood has a couple of girls as well. Node. I think Quasian Davis is right. So it
and I noticed you not call my let me not say my. I noticed you're not calling a particular school's name, but I'll leave it
didn't
there.
I say Quasian?
That's not class 1.
The Quasian is 2?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Quasian Davis is 2.
Heinz,
Safia. Yeah. Safia is more known as, well, I think Safia is going to win the 4 hurdles easily. Yeah, but it's going to be a good one. Class 1 girls 400. But the thing is, there are a couple of things that I'm watching. So I'll have to see the semis before I can call that. But you probably think that Safia going to win 400 4 hurdles double.
I never said that, but if you're calling names in terms of 400, at least her name has to be in it.
Yeah, man. So it's about
definitely. Your volume gone, like your mute. Your volume gone.
I apologize. But for me, for some reason, I like Kelly. I saw her on the weekend running 23.7 for 200. And that's Kelly of Vertec.
Yeah.
And I just like the way she looks. She looks like she's going in healthy, confident, and ready to run fast. Of course, it's going to be a good race. Especially when you consider that point is going to be important for the likes of Edwin Allen with Makhanoff and Heinz for St. Diego. But Kelly. I like Kelly. I don't know. Sometimes, an athlete just sticks out in your head. You just see them and it sticks out. I like Kelly. But let's see how it pans out at the end of the day.
All right. Any other event in the field or what are the jumps, the throws?
Yeah, we're not talking about the field a lot. We stuck to the track a lot today, or hour and a half, and we not touch the field. Hibbert. Hibbert of Kingston College. Again, I was on discussion earlier today with KLS. Hibbert has jumped 1656 this year. 1656, And the discussion was, can he go over 17 meters? I do believe he can go over 17 meters. 17 meters would get him the champs record. I think the champs record now is 16. I'm not sure, but it's 16 something. But if he goes over 17 meters, which I think he can,
that would be the record.
That would be the record. The junior record is 1722 by James Beckford. 1722, I think, is a bit beyond him this year. But he's a junior next year, so I don't see why he can't come back next year and break that record. In terms, there's not going to be anybody next in. By the way, he's going to be all alone out there. It's going to be him and the board basically. In terms of other field events, I'm looking forward to the Edwin Allen duo going up against Kobe Lawrence and Altwin. Kobe Lawrence of Calabar and Altwin Bedward of Kingston College. Altwin's story is so funny, with him transferring and then having to sit out a year and then COVID and all of that drama. I think it has motivated him to do well, but he is going to be up against three guys that are tough competitors. In the shot put though, I think I'm going to go with Kobe Lawrence for the boys class 1 shot put. I mean, Kobe has thrown 19.7 this year, 19.7. Young of Edwin Allen has thrown 20.2, right? So Young has thrown further than Kobe, but it seems as if whenever Kobe and Young meet up, when the sevens clash, Kobe tends to get the better of Young.
Yeah. And
Young tends to get the better of his teammate. And Bedward is mixed in there somewhere. I think in the discus throw though, I think it's going to be a little bit of a reversal, as I think Kobe might finish outside of the top 3, and it might just be Young who takes the goal in the discus throw. I might even see a Edwin Allen 1-2 in the discus. The Altwin maybe the one. I think Altwin of Kingston College can finish anywhere from 1st to 2nd to 3rd. But those 3, the Edwin Allen duo and Altwin, will be my top 3 for the discus. Shot put, I'm going to go with Kobe, Young, and Altwin. So Altwin probably gets 2 medals. Kobe gets 1, and the Edwin guys share the rest. But it's interesting because I can't remember a time in Jamaica's throwing where we've had 4 guys simultaneously at the same time throwing this good. I know you think about a couple of years ago when you had Stoner and Chang going at it.
Yeah.
But I can't remember a time where we had 4 legitimate discus shot put guys going at it, and it speaks to the kind of progress that we've made. The NCAA leading mark is by a Jamaican, Ralford Mullins, 63.50. Stoner is still there, who's doing well. Kai Chang has basically gone pro, 64-5 last year. So you can see the progression. We're not just depending on the likes of Bakers and Michael. We have you talk about the Sprint Factory. We have the Throws Factory now, and the Jumps Factory. We have the Throws Factory and the Jumps Factory. Jamaica finishing 1-2 in the long jump with Wayne Pinnock and Kerry McLeod, Kingston College Production, NCAA indoors. I know Kingston College Production, triple jump, long jump. The field event is going on well, and it's not just on the boys' side. I'm looking forward to Homewood's, Cedrica Williams. So there's just so much going on in Jamaica's track and field. We talk about sprints, we talk about middle distances, we talk about hurdles with Alexis James. We talk about throws, we talk about jumps.
I remember Kerika Hill in the hurdles as well.
Yeah, Kerika Hill in the hurdles, class 2. I think she's going to do something fantastic. It's going to be magical because she has a speed. My only concern about Kerika is how she manages the speed over the hurdles. And we also spoke about the class 1 boys 400 meter hurdles. So when you talk about Jamaica's champs and you talk about track and field on the junior level in Jamaica, we're not talking about one event or two events. No. We're talking about everything, everywhere. I can't remember a time where Jamaica's track and field has been this diverse and this good all at the same time.
That's true.
It is. Yeah, talk about 48.
There are two factors still in a Davian, and they are simple. Two simple factors or variables that would have contributed to that. 1, reservoir of talent. 2, the expert coaches that we have on this island. No two ways about it.
Yep. I think the only thing that we are missing is some resources. People don't realize, how underfunded track and field is in Jamaica. People see the Shelleys and the Usain and the Asafas and they think, oh man, track and field are do good in Jamaica. And then you hear that track and field is the only event, well, one of 2 events that make money for ISA. And people say, oh yeah man, track and field are do well financially. It really isn't. It really isn't. If you go inside the belly of the beast, volunteers are the ones who are doing the heavy lifting, the people them who love track and field and do it not for a living, but for free, right? If you find out how much people make off a track and field in Jamaica, you'd be shocked. If you find out how much coaches make off a track and field in Jamaica, you'd be shocked. I know coaches in I mean, I talk about a DB coach. I talk about proper high school coach. But I don't want to put people business out there. I know coaches who them care in at the shop from when and them can't even afford to fix it. You understand? So it is not, it is the talent, it's a coaching, but really and truly, Jamaica's track and field does need some additional resources. And I do realize that this year has been tough for a lot of companies in terms of the pandemic. But I'm imploring, if you're listening, if you're watching, find a school and sponsor them. Corporate Jamaica, find a school and sponsor them. It doesn't have to be $100 million. You can sponsor an athlete. If you don't want to sponsor the school, sponsor an athlete. Find an athlete who is trying, who is academically gifted, who sponsor that athlete. Spikes, nutrition, whatever, and give back. Yeah, I understand. Track and field in Jamaica is doing well, but there's a lot more that can be done if we have some resources.
Yeah, man. All right. Finally, Davian, we know we have been on for almost 2 hours. Last week, I had the big man, Hubert Lawrence. We reviewed the World Indoor Athletics Championship. And we said we're gonna talk for about 30 minutes, Davian. At 2 hours, we're going to.
Brother,
So you know, you're
brother.
going track and field. When track and field, and we still not going into all the details of some of the events.
No,
But we know the time
no.
is the time. The time is of importance. Yeah. Let us quickly look through the predictions. The amount of points. Top 5. Starting with the males.
Let me be honest with you. I haven't done my spreadsheet as yet. I
Or they call
planned
it
to do it
broadsheet.
over the weekend, didn't get a chance. Yeah, man, I'll do it some either tomorrow or day after, and I'll have it ready for champs. But I have seen some spreadsheets, and generally they say the same thing, and generally I agree with what is on those spreadsheets. I think Jamaica College. There's talk of them getting 400. Sorry, not Jamaica College. Why am I saying Jamaica College? Kingston College. Sorry, my purple friends. Purple, me love, Me love purple. Should probably say that. But anyway, sorry, my purple friends. Kingston College. There's talk of them getting over 400 points. I don't see that happening. They probably get over 350. They, for me, are solid favorites based on the all-round capability of the squad. There isn't any, I'll say, major weak points. They pretty much have all bases covered. I think Jamaica College comes in. They're going to struggle to get to 300 points. So probably, again, I haven't done my spreadsheet, so I'd say about 280, 290. They are struggling with injuries. They're struggling with form. I saw Neil Matthew Sutherland on the weekend. Tie wrapped up, and I said, Neil, you're running at champs? He says, yes. And I said, wait, you could obviously, I don't want to beat down on the young man or anything, but in the interview, he sounded confident that they could defend it, but you just got the tinge that there was a little bit of worry among the Jamaica College faithful, and I think that's the general consensus that they're really running for second right now. Third position, I'm going to go with Calabar. Some persons are saying, well, maybe St. Diego sneaks in. I think Calabar will do enough to secure third position. For fourth, I'm going to go with St. Diego. St. Diego has a really good squad. They're going to challenge Calabar for that third position, but I think they're going to fall just short. They are going to get towards the 200 point, but I think that's where Calabar is going to separate a little bit, because Calabar probably gets over 200. If Calabar gets over 200, the race for third is over, and Jamaica College. Am I saying Jamaica College? St. Diego finishes fourth. What 2 hour we talk? My good friend Hubert Lawrence said, if you talk long enough, you usually talk some foolishness.
Yeah.
So my foolishness that. So St. Diego for fourth. Fifth position is going to be interesting because I think Stets has something up the sleeve. They tend to be quiet before champs, and then when champs comes around, they explode and say, where's that? Remember they did the historic triple last year, class 1, class 2, class 3 in the 100. There's also Wolmers, who's going to be there and thereabout. So the battle probably comes down there. Edwin Allen is also going to be there, spurred on by their throwers and Bryan Levell. So those three are going to battle it out for fifth position. Whoever keeps their composure gets that fifth position. On the girls' side,
Hold on before you go on the girls' side. Jermaine Allen is
Uh-huh.
challenging you. He put up a super chat. Big up yourself, Jermaine. He says KC second, JC first, St. Jago third, Calabar fourth.
Well, that is interesting. I mean, we all have our spreadsheet. JC is a JC, KC, Jago, and then Calabar.
Yeah.
I can't fight you. I think for third and fourth between Calabar and St. Jago, it's going to be interesting. Again, I think if Calabar gets over the 200 hump, maybe a little bit more than St. Jago can do. But I can't see Jamaica College. Excuse me. I can't see Jamaica College pulling that one out. They're going to have to.
Remember, there will be spills.
Yeah, man. Of course,
there
will be spills and thrills, and for both schools. I haven't seen a school have a perfect championship where nothing has happened. No missed points. The closest we probably got to it was Wolmer's 2011. That's probably the closest, and they still had some points dropped, right?
Yes.
So there's going to be points dropped on both ends of the spectrum, from Kingston College, from Jamaica College. The difference, though, is that Jamaica College has so many athletes that are injured. You mentioned Neil Matthew Sutherland, Mark Anthony Miller. I mean, if they win, it's a turn up for the books. They would have done something that pretty much nobody saw coming.
All right, girls' time.
Edwin Allen, Heidel, St. Jago, Homewood, and in fifth position,
Excelsior St. Catherine.
Yeah. Again, I haven't done the spreadsheet, but that's pretty much where it is. It would be fantastic for me as a Spanish Town man if St. Catherine gets that top 5 position. They've done a lot of work over the years, and it would be fantastic. I'm not fighting that, but for the top 4, pretty much going to be what it was last year. Edwin Allen, as we said, the top heavy in terms of class 1. I think they're a little bit short in the lower classes, especially class 3, but they will have enough quality that they should pull it out. Heidel is going to be ever fighting Heidel. They always seem to get closer than you predict. You always predict a 50-point win for Edwin Allen. And on the final day, Heidel is there somewhere, thereabouts, trying to pull off the crowd. So you can never count out Heidel, but I think they're going to continue to be the bridesmaid. St. Jago, again, the class 3 team, super class 3 team. But again, third this year for St. Jago. Homewood should do enough for 4th. And may I have the Blues? Yeah, the Blues. St. Catherine. Excelsior, we're sorry for you. You have the same colors as St. Jago, but we're going with St. Catherine for this edition.
All right, Davian. This was not really a comprehensive, but we have been on for quite some time. We're gonna be closing it off. But any final
if you want comprehensive, we have to go to 4 hours. But
exactly.
we'll stick with 2. My boss, I need to get some rest because, as I said before, I came on the program. I was on radio for like an hour. So at about 3 hours, my day I talk now. So full day talking.
And you have champs coming up on character back to back. So
Brother.
Yeah,
But
we
then,
know it, bro.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know how I'm going to do Carifta though, because as Champs done, Carifta start. And let me
Yeah.
tell you a secret. You see, when you work at Champs, the noise inside Champs leaves you deaf and it leaves you mute. Your voice gone and your ear gone. It take a week at least. So I don't know how the journalists are going to do it, but we're going to have to figure our way out. Because Carifta is going to be crazy as well. I implore all Jamaicans to come out for Carifta, to put on a show for Carifta. I don't know how the ticketing is going, but once fans are allowed, I want you guys to come out, which I'm sure fans will be allowed.
Yeah,
I
man.
want
I
you guys.
think that they have opened it up to fans.
Yeah, man. I want you guys to come out, and because whenever we go, Bahamas, or Grenada, or any one of them, the people are there cheering on their athletes, cheering against our athletes. Even when we win, and they're coming third and fourth, they're there cheering. So I want us to be there. We get the opportunity now to host Carifta. I want us Jamaicans to be at Carifta, cheering our athletes, win, lose, or draw, because I believe there are going to be some fantastic performances. Records, World Junior records, maybe. Putting it on. Liston and the Clayton twins and Serena Cole and that 4x1. Yeah. Come out for Carifta, folks. We're still on Champs, but Carifta, come out for Carifta.
Oh, I'm talking mute. All right,
Yeah.
so Davian, again, thanks very much for joining us with this Champs review. I think it was a very good one. Would have touched some of the events that the persons in the chat and the persons viewing would want to hear about. So definitely, you have some mixed feelings where the predictions are concerned. Persons seeing Immaculate Fifth, seeing Jago taking it, Heidel winning, and all of these things. But that always happens. But at the same time, you have to look through the events, what persons would have done, and all of these things. But then again, with all those predictions, you still have to look at the spills, the thrills. Sometimes people who are making up these lists, the pundits, they tend to look at the glamour events and forget about the jumps, the throws, these so-called lesser events, and totally forget about the events that really matter. But again, people, thanks very much for tuning in. We really appreciate you. Davian, you can leave anytime you want, and I'm just gonna stay on for a few more
boss.
minutes.
I'll cut out now. We'll talk.
Yeah, man. Bless up yourself, man. All right.
Cool.
Peace. So yes, people, thanks to Davian for coming on again. Respect to all the persons who stick and stay. Yes, people, big up to Jeremy and Allen on that prediction. Jeremy, what about the girl side? You just predict the male side and gone, man. I think so. To JC win. All right, vibe with Nick is saying JC. Andre Rowe is saying KC. But people, before we jump off, I'm gonna ask you to just simple like the stream, people. Like the stream. If you have not hit that like button, we asked if you could like the stream. If you're new around here and you like the content that we do over here, we encourage you as well to hit that subscribe button and become a part of the Coach's Desk family. This video that we do on a Tuesday evening, it is called From Trackside, and we basically do delve into the track and field events. We do track and field videos over here. We also do football videos. So we try to cover football and track and field as best as possible on this channel, and we appreciate the support that we have been getting over the past 2 years, and we are looking for it to be even stronger going forward as we grow this platform. As I said before, this is where you get your sporting experience, the Coach's Desk. Yes, Some people say the style and flavor boss. Some people say the style and flavor make the city rock. Yes. But we always try as best as possible to give you good, wholesome discussion over here, interviews, and so forth, to keep the sports base, the track and field and the football base intact. People, big up yourself. Track and field JA. Let me read that comment. Big up yourself. Thanks for tuning in. Will you be doing a review show after each night at Champs? Yes, I could. I'll definitely be looking at that, because a matter of fact, I have to. Not really have to, but I think I should, because it will be fresh from where I'm at, and I'll just drop the reviews for you just as the day's proceedings close off. So yeah, definitely I'll be trying my best to do that for you. Paula Donaldson, big up yourself. Big up yourself, Paula Donaldson. David Smith. David Smith said, "My love over here." Big up yourself, David Smith. Toughy Rudy. All right. Definitely Toughy Rudy. Big up yourself, man. And all the persons that support the coaches desk. I have some ardent track and field fans over here. Track Hero. Big up yourself. Miller Vision TV. Welcome, you know. Woodism. Big up yourself. Jonathan Gaynor. Who else? Gian Gray. Vibe with Nick. Toki, big up yourself. The True Blue. Fear Spot in the building. Fabian gonna big up yourself, Fabian. Yeah, man, big up yourself, Fabian. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. We always get the realist over here, though. Claudia in the building. Big up yourself, Claudia. All right, the whole massive over here support. Rob Smith in the building. Richard Tiddlywinks Stevens in the building. All the way over there in the UK. So people, this is where we put the lid on the show for tonight. Certainly, the Reggae Boyz will be having their final game of this campaign tomorrow. And, you know, look out for the watch along. Lisa Ferron, big up yourself. Who is that? Let me see. Nikon Vision, first time checking out the channel. Like it. All right, Nikon Vision, big up yourself. Thanks very much for tuning in. All right, so we're going to be closing off, and we normally close off with a little style and flavor. All right, so until next time, people, stay safe. Peace out.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.